guys, it's Lindsay here with Pilates on Demand. Today we're going to be doing a Pilates on the wall class for the stomach, for the abs. This whole class is going to be standing. So it's standing abs with the help of the wall. Now, I say help, but this is going to still be a pretty strong, advanced class or practice. So all you need is a little bit of wall space, so like your height and body width. So just clear the area. And then you're gonna have your feet, let's say about 5 inches planted off the wall. So the heels are not touching the wall. If you have a harder time with balance, the feet are gonna go even further forward so you can lean more of your body weight back into the wall. Now that's gonna be a trial and error. You're gonna do a couple reps and you'll find kind of your sweet spot. So for me, I might have to change between exercises how far I bring the feet forward, so feel free to do the same. So we're going to lean the hips back onto the wall. Like I said, walk your feet forward about 5 to 8 inches is a good guesstimate. And then separate the feet hips distance parallel. Now what I want you to take the flesh of your tush and slide it down so that you feel more of your sacrum and low back pushing into the wall. This is more of that imprinted spine rather than your tailbone pushing back and we have the arch. I don't want that. I want you to flatten that low back into the wall. Now open your chest up and press your arms back into the wall. So we're going to bring all of the weight over to this left foot. I'm walking it in just a little bit so I can really feel balanced. Push down through that left foot, engage the leg, and then we'll lift that right leg up to tabletop. We'll start with reverse curls. First thing, I want a level pelvis the whole time. So check if you're crunching your right side. Lengthen that right hip crease down from right hip bone to left hip bone, one line across. As you exhale, scoop your pelvis so that your tailbone, your butt start to leave the wall and your low back pulls into the wall. Abdominals flatten. And then inhale, you're gonna find your hips back on the wall, staying in the imprint, so not to an arch. Okay, so here we go. We have the low back flat, pelvis level. Exhale, scoop the abdominals back. Peel the hips away from the wall. And then inhale, place the hips back on the wall. We are doing a reverse crunch. See if you can lean the head and chest back. Here we go, breathe out. Abdominals pull in as the pelvis curls. Inhale, press the sacrum and the hips into the wall. Exhale, scoop in through the lower abdominals. Inhale, back to neutral. So the pelvis is what's moving. I'm trying to not move my chest yet. So it's the reverse abdominal curl action. Breathe out. Breathe in. And then this right knee doesn't have to be too high. So like knee in line with hip, not so high up that we grip that hip flexor. Okay, standing nice and tall, breathe out. Move the right thigh bone back towards the wall. Lift the front of the pelvis and then pull the abs back. Inhale, release. Good work. Let's do 2 more. Breathe out. Hold the scoop. Breathe in, find neutral. The last one, we're gonna hold and pulse. So abdominal scoop. Now as you pulse, it's a deepening of the abs, pulling back and back. A little lift of that right thigh. Exhale with me. Soften the shoulders, lift up through the crown of the head, find the work in the pelvis. We have 5, keep exhaling. 4, 3, 2, and 1, float it down. It's hard, right? Especially for that standing leg and trying to not let the pelvis shift around. Okay, so scoop the abdominals again. We're staying on this right leg. It's gonna be a straight right leg now with a soft pointed foot. Okay, you're gonna push the floor away with your left foot to send your hips back, sacrum on the wall, and now just float that right leg up 1 inch. We're going to lift the leg up to hip height as we curl the pelvis, and then lower the leg down as we gently release the pelvis, but we're still not going all the way to neutral. Breathe out, the leg floats up. Breathe in, the leg floats down. Now take a peek at your hips and make sure this right hip is directly across from the left hip. Okay, think. Right femur bone pulls back into the wall. You've got that tactile cue. Then the front of the hips lift. Then the low belly pulls in. Pull it in away from your leggings. Inhale to lower it down. Good work. 2 more. Breathe out. Breathe in. Last one. You're gonna hold and we're gonna pulse. So leg comes up, pelvis scoops, reach that tailbone to the ground, and now give me a little tuck. Deepen the connection of the abs. Lift tall. Push out of your standing foot. Use your arms. Here we go. Exhale. Abs move back. Use the core to lift this right leg. Let's go for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Float it down. Okay, you're gonna place your left foot down, or excuse me, right foot down, and left leg's coming to tabletop. So we'll take this over all to the left. So left leg tabletop. Find your center, find the level of the pelvis. Make sure this left hip is in line with that right hip. Head into the wall, arms into the wall. Pull the rib cage back. As you send the tailbone down, the pelvis lifts, the low abs move into the body. And then inhale, still staying in an imprint, but out of the reverse curl. Okay, breathe out, reverse curl. Breathe in, slow release. Try to pause for a 1-2 when you find that curl to connect to those abs. Exhale. Good. Both sides of your back should evenly touch. Hips are slightly leaving the wall. And then as we uncurl, the hips will sit back on the wall. Okay, so the hips leaning into the wall or the back leaning into the wall is the support the wall is giving us. So we can do all this standing ab connection. Exhale. Hip bones lift to the frontal ribs. And then the belly button pulls back. Pull it in like I'm pressing on your stomach. Draw it in. Inhale, neutral. Nice job. Breathe out. Connecting to that lower core. Breathe in, back to neutral. Yeah, you can always peek and see if the hips are staying in alignment. Let's go for 2 more. Scoop up. Slowly release down. Okay, this is the hold and the pulse. So curl through the pelvis, soften where you can, and push out of your standing leg, grow tall. Little scoops. Think more and more without releasing. Rib cage back. Give me that breath out. Super strong. Lift deeper. Go for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Float it down. Okay, so we're gonna take that straight leg option. So I'm gonna reach my leg long, soft point of the toes, and pull my hips back into the wall. Tailbone to the floor. And as you exhale, the leg will float up as the abdominals move back. We have the reverse curl again. I'm trying to stay connected to my rib cage. And then we lower the leg down, but I'm not gonna go into all the way to neutral. Okay, I'm going imprint, reverse curl, and then I'm going just back to the imprint. So we're really working deeply here in those abs. So think low back sits bones to the ground, hip creases up towards the sternum, and inhale, we float it down. My standing leg is getting some work. Here we go. Breathe out. Think of the spine, top of the spine lifting up as the bottom of the spine moves down. Inhale, float it down. Okay, you're gonna hold this one for me. We're going to pulse. So that leg lifts from the initiation of the core scooping in, and now breathe out. Find the wall with your back. Push out of your standing foot, send your body back into the wall. Lift those abs. We have 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Float it down. Good work. Okay, so let's add in the upper abs. Switching over to the other side. So same thing with the lower abs. You've learned that. We're just adding on. We're gonna plant that left foot in line with the left hip. Hips are leaning back. Scoop the pelvis so the low back is flat. Right leg comes to tabletop. That's the setup, okay? Just kind of shift the hips till you find your center. Firm the left hip in. Hands can come behind the head. Okay, so now lean your head back into the wall. We're gonna focus more on the rib cage and the low back now. When you come forward, I don't want your ribs to leave the wall. Your ribs are gonna stay on the wall. That's the tactile cue. The low back stays on the wall. So we're tall. From here, we're already finding the wall with the low back and the ribs. Now, as you pull the knee up, you're reverse curling through the pelvis. Push through the left foot to send the body back into the wall. Ribs stay on the wall. Pull the waist back as the chest curls. Inhale, lengthen the spine. Stay in imprint, head back. So breathe out, push through your supporting foot, send your pelvis back. Then scoop the hips up, flex the chest forward. Rib cage connects. The back ribs should touch the wall. Inhale, neutral. Really good. Breathe out. Think of hollowing the stomach and lifting up and over with the chest. Try not to collapse down. Keep space in the spine. Inhale, neutral. Breathe out and round. Rib cage. One, it pulls together in the front body and then it pulls back. And neutral. Okay, this one we are going to hold. So curl the spine. Find the wall with your back. I'm sweating and slipping a little bit. Okay, get the ribs on the wall. So flex your spine forward but lift. And now pulse. Leg and chest together. Find an exhale. Breathe out. Don't hike your right hip. Good. Pull in right through the center spine. We have 8, 7, 6. Keep your standing foot straight. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Float it down. Guys, I'm dripping with sweat. Okay, other side. So clean the sweat off so I don't slide. Right foot forward. Scoop the pelvis, flatten the low back. Left leg to tabletop. Bring your hands behind the head. Check that the hips are level. Move your rib cage and your low back into the wall. So there's no space. Can't slide my hand between my back and the wall. As you move into the reverse crunch, soften your shoulders, move your chest forward, but almost think of you're lifting through the spine, through the upper part of the spine, as the lower part of the spine descends. And then inhale, neutral. Here we go, breathe out. Lift into the work. Breathe in, neutral. Exhale. Pull the left femur bone into the wall. Push the right foot forward. Feel both sides of the low back lengthen to the ground as the chest lifts and the ribs pull back. Inhale, neutral. Okay, let's find 2 more. Breathe out and scoop. Lift, lift, lift. Curl. Inhale, neutral. Okay, we're gonna find the pulse. Pull up through your center. Rib cage connects. Hollow out the belly. And now knee to chest. Little tiny contractions in the waistline. Pelvis level. Straighten through the right knee. Here we go. 6. Exhale. 5, 4, 3. Soften those shoulders. 2, 1. Float it down. Guys, I don't know if it's the humidity or that workout, but I am dripping. Okay, let's take our hips off the wall. Reach the arms up. Smile on your face. That was challenging. Interlace those fingers and stretch. Lengthen, lift the ribs off the waist. You can let the ribs release here. Shake the shoulders out. And then float the arms down. Left arm up, palm in. Take a big side bend over to the right. Push down through that left foot. Lean your head and top arm back. Exhale, roll up through your side. Inhale that right arm up, turn the palm in. Push down through the right foot, lift. Stretch it over. Leaning the head back. Big breath in. Exhale, come back to center. Okay, take those feet hips distance. Let's say we're about 10 inches away from the wall. Keep your hips square to me. Take a big twist to the right. See if you can find the wall with your right or left hand, and at the same time, pull the left hip back so your pelvis stays level. So this is our spine twist. Lift your head so it stacks over the center of the body, and then release through center. Nice work, guys. Okay, so now we watch this right hip from going forward. So the right hip stays still. Big twist to the left. Find the wall with one or both hands. Keep walking the hands onto the wall. And then pull the right waistline back, and now watch your head. Lift your head, grow tall, employ your core muscles, and rotate. And exhale to release. Oh my goodness, you guys. You did an amazing job. That was a 15-minute standing abs class. Hopefully you broke a sweat and felt some challenge. So as much as that was core, it really ended up being a bit full body. We felt the arms really supporting us when we had them on the wall. The legs worked like crazy, especially those outer hips and hip stabilizers, and then the abs. That was deep core work. So give yourself a round of applause. You did a great job. So I'm actually here in India on my advanced yoga teacher training, and we're in this beautiful shala. This is our yoga classroom. So just catching me on a workout in between classes. Please like, subscribe, and share. I really appreciate the support, and I'll see you on the next workout. Bye, guys.